Hey, what's up, y'all? Morning. Morning to everybody. Or good afternoon, or wherever the hell you at right now. What's up? Excuse the beard. I need to hit my barber up. Can't get no appointment recently lately because he full because of his damn COVID regulations. Can't just walk into barber shops no more, but whatever. That's just what it is today. Got the nappy beard going. This is that good hair. This is that real happy to be nappy hair. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anywho, how y'all doing today, man? Y'all Americans, man. Y'all just keep the entertainment rolling. Y'all keep the entertainment rolling, boy. Some funny times in America. It's been funny for the last like 5 years or whatever. But man, for the last couple of days, thank y'all for the extra entertainment that I seen here on even my on every almost every news channel there is. And sometimes not even news channels. Sometimes goddamn sports channels have on the American entertainment. Y'all know what I mean, but whatever. I'm gonna get into that today. But yeah, man, so what can I talk about this morning before my break is up? Now, I want to do a little bit different, so we're gonna start off with some MMA talk first. Everybody who don't know, I'm a big MMA fan. I've been an MMA fan for a long time, kickboxing fan and all of that. And yeah, just I see recently that Shogun Rua, has retired from the UFC. And it's really an end of an era because people like Shogun, I remember him in Pride, him and his brother, right? Shogun and Ninja, right? His brother wasn't as good as Shogun, but Shogun was crazy. Like I remember him in Pride Bushido, and he was just a monster. And he held the UFC title for a while, and then he lost it to John Jones. And just seeing him retire, I realized I think there's only one Pride FC fighter left in the UFC. Not in MMA, but in UFC. And I single out the UFC because it was a UFC that brought over Pride. It was a UFC that was in a big. What's up, Toby? That used to be in this big race with Pride. They were second to Pride for a while, and then eventually, what's up, Maddy Machine? Then eventually they picked up steam and bought out Pride after Pride got all the Yakuza issues and all of that. So seeing Shogun retire just reminded me that an era of MMA is really ending. It's really ending. All the Pride guys have pretty much retired from the UFC except Alistair Overeem. And Overeem has had some success in the UFC, but not a lot. I don't think he achieved what he thought he would achieve. But that's always been Overeem's issue. This is a guy who could look spectacular one fight, then get absolutely destroyed in the next fight. But seeing Shogun retire, it made me think back on a lot of past MMA, you know what I mean? Seeing people like Rampage Jackson retire, well, he's no Rampage because he's just a fat dude now. Um, I remember when people like, the just before Shogun, Rodrigo Nogueira retired. That's the brother of Minotauro, the twin brother. So the two Ojiri brothers have now retired from UFC, from MMA completely. That's really a shame to see guys like that go, but they're older people now, and I wish Shogun the best. Um, I just really wonder, like the current MMA stars, especially in the UFC, are they ever going to achieve or become as famous as these people? Because Shogun and them was around when social media was just in its infancy, but they got a lot of fame even in America without large social media platforms. So I want to wish Shogun the best. Happy trails to him. He has had a hell of a career, and just wish him the best. You know, that's it for me. Yeah, man. So boxing talk, boxing talk. I guess a little bit of boxing talk I want to do. So you have, of course, since people are prisoners of the moment, the toast of the town right now is Ryan Garcia. That's what everybody's talking about. He had his big stoppage win over Luke Garcia. Oh my God. Hold on for a second. So yeah, his big stoppage win over Luke Campbell. And yeah, man, he's the talk of the town. But it's weird hearing Oscar De La Hoya and them say it's all about Ryan now and everybody needs Ryan. But Oscar and Ryan seem to be running behind Tank. So it really seems to be it's all about Tank because Tank's not calling them, they're calling Tank. It's really unfortunate to see that because everybody knows that fight's not going to happen next. I see Ishe Smith here saying anybody who doesn't understand, you know, why Garcia would try and fight Tank, it's a bigger fight. But like I asked Ishe Smith, so once the Tank fight doesn't happen next, because it's not going to happen next, and Ryan Garcia doesn't fight Devin Haney next, is it a duck of Devin Haney? Because the only bigger fights, because if he doesn't get Tank, since it's a bigger fight than Devin Haney, other than Teofimo Lopez, what's a bigger fight for Ryan Garcia other than Devin Haney? What's a bigger fight? Ain't no other bigger fights other than that. He gonna fight Linares? Are you gonna sit here and tell me, are you people who are captured by the moment, you're gonna sit here and tell me if Ryan Garcia fights George Linares next, Jorge Linares next, or whatever, that that's a bigger fight than Devin Haney? Because we know the Tank fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia said he spoke to Al Heyman before the Luke Campbell fight, before he walked down, and it wasn't about fighting Tank next. It was just the Al Heyman saying good luck. So we know the Tank fight is not going to happen next. So once that fight doesn't happen next, what's up, Santos? Once that fight don't happen next, and we know he's not going to get the Teofimo fight next. We know he not, even though Bob Arum did say that he wants Teofimo to fight the winner of Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. That's a big fight. But I haven't heard any conversation about Teofimo and Ryan Garcia fighting. If that happens, that's a huge fight. That's great. That's great for him. But if he doesn't get any of those two fights next, and he doesn't fight Devin Haney, is it a duck? Because if you're going to tell me he fought a final eliminator and then decides he's not going to fight the person who he fought the eliminator to fight, it's cool because Tank is a bigger fight. So if he doesn't fight Tank and he doesn't fight Teofimo, who's the next fight? Why is he looking for fights that ain't going to happen? It means to me, it seems to me that they're not interested in Devin Haney. They're not interested in Devin Haney. And it's unfortunate that I see boxing fans and these people who are supposed to be experts all seemingly trying to dismiss Devin Haney as if he doesn't exist. So I'm going to ask you again. Once the Tank fight does not happen next, if Ryan Garcia does not fight Devin Haney, is it a duck? Is it a duck? Because to me, it seems like Ryan Garcia has always had this aversion to fighting Devin Haney. As quite a while back, he's been saying Devin Haney is last on his list. If this dude is such easy work for people, he should be first. If he's the easiest fight, he's the trash fight, right? Before I get off, anybody want to get out? For some reason, they've had this aversion about fighting Haney. They always seem to put Haney last. This is Garcia and Golden Boy. Even though Devin Haney and them are on the same network, and it's the easiest fight to make. And apparently, Devin Haney is the worst. Apparently, Devin Haney is the worst. So if he's the worst out of the crew, he's the easiest out of the crew, but he's on the same network. Why wouldn't you fight him first to just knock him off? Get him out the way. Get your name up there and move on. Because now I see people coming and say, oh, Luke Campbell would have beat Devin Haney. Luke Campbell would have beat Devin Haney. Hey, who's this? D. Brethren D. Right on, man.
What's good with your brethren?
No, long time ain't hear from you, man. How things?
Yeah, man, I'm working on my channel got strike, bro, by the zone. Yeah, my shit's down for a second.
Oh,
So
yo, where's D? Like,
the Ryan Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell fight, I just did regular blow by blow commentary like I did, and the zone found some reason to strike me. And YouTube upheld it. So I'm on a strike and I'm trying to work through all of that now. But I just woke up and seen you live and just
yeah,
want to
man.
pull up on you right quick.
Just vibing with with the conversation that's seen online, the conversation that's seen. So the question that I'm asking in terms of this before I get off is Ryan Garcia is anxious to fight Tank. He keeps calling out Tank, right? So
Yeah.
once the Tank fight does not happen, we know the fight not gonna happen.
Not happening. That's what I said. Floyd ain't putting him in there with Ryan.
Right. So we know the fight's not gonna happen. Right? And I haven't heard any, even though Bob Arum said that he wants Teofimo to fight Ryan Garcia. I haven't heard anything about
That
Ryan
ain't
Garcia.
happening either. That ain't happening either.
So so if he doesn't fight Devin Haney next, is that a duck?
You know, I don't. You know, in this landscape of boxing with these fans, Iron Cone, I don't know what the fuck these people think is a duck or not. They change like the fucking wind blows on what they consider a duck or not.
Okay.
Look, I'd say I consider ducks and avoiding fights the same thing.
Okay.
And I always say that, like, okay, avoiding the fight, duck, is just wordplay. If he doesn't fight Devin Haney next, yeah, it's a duck. He's avoiding the fight, it's a duck. Here's the thing. When Ryan Garcia beat Donald, uh, Fonseca, him and Devin Haney climbed in the ring and put on the show. Yeah, I'm gonna see you, blah, 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 blah. Right? They put on the show for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets ordered to fight Luke Campbell in an interim fight. Well, you put on the show for the people, say, I'm gonna come see you. Now's your time to come see him. And if you don't get the Tank fight, which I very seriously doubt, because Mike Tyson, Ryan Garcia, and Tank Davis don't got a goddamn thing to do with making that fight. It's going to be Floyd Mayweather. It's going to be Floyd Mayweather. He don't care about you being Mike Tyson in your name. He shitted on Ali. And Ali got a bigger name than you, Mike. So Floyd don't give a fuck what no one says. It's going to be Floyd's decision. Mike Tyson and Ryan and all of that fiasco they put on, that don't mean shit. All right? And so if he doesn't get the Tank fight, damn right it's a duck. It's a duck.
Wow. Black, good morning, Bridget. How you doing, man?
What's up, King?
Hey, all right, man. Just vibing here. All good, man.
That's what's up.
What's up, man? So the question I'm asking, once the Tank fight does not happen, Ryan Garcia, if that doesn't happen, and I haven't heard anything about Teofimo fighting Ryan, even though Aram said he wants Teofimo to fight Ryan if he wins, because it's a big fight. Okay, I understand that. If he doesn't fight Devin Haney, no, that was before the fight.
Okay.
If Ryan Garcia does not fight Devin Haney, if he doesn't get Tank or Teofimo, is it a dub?
It's a dub. I think his focus should be 100% Devin Haney. Why even move yourself up the WBC ranks to become interim? For what? You know what I mean? Why you right there to face the champ? You know, the closest opportunity to a belt, the quote unquote most prestigious belt, is right there for Devin Haney. It's a lot of weird excuses they got when it comes to fighting this guy, Devin Haney. You know, and we gotta kill the narrative about this guy being, you know, we make jokes, paper champ, email champ, but he's the official WBC champ at 135. You know what I'm saying? And all this little remix shit that they trying to do, man, hey, that's nonsense. With these fake belts, him and Teofimo and his dad can go out here with these Walmart belts that they want to, acting like it's the real deal. It's not. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Ryan focus should be 100% Devin Haney. It shouldn't even been Tank. I think he need to fight Devin, focus on fighting Devin first, and then see about Tank Davis. Become a champ first.
But what's this? Hold on, though. But what's the obsession? Because I don't know. This dude seems to have this weird obsession with Tank. Is that some Twitter beef or something? Like what? Like where does this come from? Because I see him say, he made some post about Eddie Hearn needs to stop crying or whatever because it's not about belts. You got to be the people's champ. Whenever you hear a fighter, and especially his promoters start talking about my fighter is the A side and all this, you got to be concerned because that's when people are going to start diving out and doing all this dumb shit. I'm not understanding. Why are you so hot after Tank Davis? Tank Davis is a 130 pounder. He don't have no. He has a regular bet at 135. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. If Tank and Devin fight, it's gonna be a popular fight, and I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch it. But listen, they didn't send Tank to fight Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? They didn't send him to fight Tevin Farmer. Hold on, who's this? Rafi? Raphael Dawkins.
Yes.
Raphael, what's up with you, brother?
Yeah, man. D, UCG, Kong. Yeah, it's just a quick thing, you know, on Kong, on my lunchtime round. You see, I understand people saying he should go through Devin, but then on the flip side, you gotta look on the flip side. On the flip side, you got Mauricio Suleiman saying, well, we have an undisputed champion in the form of Teofimo Lopez.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that, right?
Sorry, listen, it's not a question of what I agree with, bro. It's a question of what the leader of the organization says. He says we have an undisputed champion, and his name is Teofimo Lopez. And then furthermore, looking on the flip side as well, who is the bigger name out of Tank Davis and Devin Haney?
At this point in time.
Yeah, it's Tank. It's Tank. So how can you criticize a guy for going for the bigger name? Who also, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But my question, the question on the floor is,
yeah,
if the Tank fight don't come off, which we don't expect it to come off,
okay,
and hold on, who's this? Mr. Lopez Senior. Hold on, sir. Let me just speak to Mr. Dawkins here. I'll be right back to you. So
baby, do your thing. All right.
So Rafi, the question on the floor is,
the
Tank fight don't come off.
Right.
We don't expect Teofimo fight to come off. We don't expect that.
No, they ain't coming off right now.
If he doesn't fight Devin Haney, a dub.
Failing. If he fails to get Tank, and he fails to get Teo, then you'd have to ask yourself, why not face Devin? Then, why not face Devin? What's the explanation?
Raphael, check this out.
Yeah.
What happened there?
If you move
position like a Rubik's cube.
Oh, go ahead, D. Sorry, you cut off. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you're a young guy like Ryan Garcia, this is one thing I said about Floyd Mayweather concerning Tank Davis. Promotional wise, making him money, getting this kid to stardom, Floyd's done a phenomenal job. As far as building a boxer, he's done a terrible job. But we know that a lot of these kids are chasing money, right? And so you look over there at Tank Davis, and you look at this job that Floyd and Ellaby has done with him concerning getting the money, building his name, right? And it seems to me that Ryan Garcia is following the blueprint. Pulling up a smaller guy from a lower weight class, fighting a guy with names like Fonseca and these guys that we pretty much know he's going to beat. It appears to me that he's running back this same blueprint that Floyd is laying out about not fighting the best guys, but making sure you get a name. And when we talk about Devin Haney, as a champion, no matter if you have 1 belt, 3 belts, 2 belts, no matter. As a champion, you're expected to perform and challenge yourself as a champion. Well, he followed the same exact blueprint because he was a champion and he wanted a name in Gamboa. Fuck Gamboa. Why didn't he fight someone more worthy then? These kids are following the Tank Davis's blueprint. It's right now faces.
Yeah.
Hold on. Mr. Lopez Sr., my apologies, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Listen, you already saw the certification. Certificación, all right? We the real champs. Come on, bro. You can't believe this. Look at this guy. Look at his belt, bro. Look, come on, man. Email. All right, come on.
Man, you gonna get your diploma belt up out of here, bro. You and your son got the knockoff WBC belt, man.
You don't take that.
Look, Mauricio Suleiman, el presidente, told us we're the real champs. Come on, bro. Undisputed, baby. Come on. The president of boxing. Mauricio Suleiman is the president of boxing, bro. Come on. We already know this. All right? WBC is the belt that matters. Nobody cares about everything else, man. Come on.
They emailed y'all undisputed, huh? They give you an email undisputed certificate, right?
No, they presented it. They sent a runner, you know what I'm saying? They sent the runner with the certification and the belt and everything in a briefcase. All right, come on, bro. That's how the WBC thing.
It's the changeover. It's the changeover.
No, while I'm not going, because I see people in the chat saying they're not mad at Ryan for going after Tank. Nobody mad at Ryan Garcia for. I'm disappointed because you fought a final eliminator. You could have fought somebody else then, bro. Don't involve yourself in a Devin Haney conversation then. Just stay out of it completely. Let Luke Campbell go on and fight Devin Haney, or you could have fought Linares or whoever. What I'm saying is to people is that we know the Tank fight not going to happen. I see people talk like getting all excited, and it's, I guess, for Ryan and Tank, it's great for publicity for social, because these two are social media experts. Tank in very different ways. Tank has gotten himself in some nonsense stuff over social media. Either way, he's built his brand, whatever the brand is. I think D said, you know, they've built his name, they've done that, but they haven't really built a boxer. They haven't really built his legacy. In today's world, does being a star matter more?
Yes.
Or does it matter more about your boxing legacy?
It's the star.
Which
it's the star. It's the star power. It's the Instagram followers. It's the Twitter followers. It's all of that shiznix. You know what I'm saying? Because boxing alone, having a name in boxing alone is not sufficient in today's environment. You know, it's about your social media following. It's about getting interviewed by Mike Tyson. It's all that shiznix. That's the reality of the situation. Yeah. Should it be that way? Nah, but it is that way.
Okay. And in that atmosphere, Devin Haney is by far the weakest link. He's the weakest link. When we look at these belts, okay, forget about the Lineal, the Ring Magazine, the IBF, WBA, and WBO belt. All of those belts are official. Anybody can cry whatever they want. All of those belts are official. When we look at this WBC situation, the fans to me are just silly. All of the fans. That's why I don't argue with whether he's undisputed or not, because the argument shouldn't be, is it Teofimo, is it Devin Haney? All of you fans should be hollering at Suleiman. He's the one who labeled both of these guys champions. He's the one that caused the confusion. He's the one that did all of this dumb shit. That's who y'all should be hollering at. Y'all shouldn't be hollering at Devin Haney or Teofimo. Y'all should be hollering at Suleiman.
Yeah, that's what I try to explain on my last live that I did the other day, where it's not really the fighter's fault. It's not Haney's fault. It's not Teofimo's fault. It's not Lomachenko's fault. It's the president, this Mauricio Suleiman's fault for even entertaining a franchise or this, that, and the third, and making up all these a diamond belt, a platinum belt, a silver belt, a fucking. They gave Amir Khan a pearl belt against fucking Billy Dibs, and that shit was pay-per-view. Amir Khan had a WBC pearl belt. What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? You have to blame the sanctioning bodies.
They're gonna come out with the Prince Diamonds and Pearls belt next.
Oh my god!
Iron belt. He got so many belts, bro. But everybody want to blame Haney and Teofimo. Haney got the email belt. Teofimo don't want the real smoke. Man, this is a Suleiman crisis. There's nothing about these boxers.
I got Saif Bud here saying Haney should fight Lomachenko. Winner gets Teo. Let Ryan fight Tank. The issue is that Ryan not gonna fight Tank. That last fight. That fight's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. But I like the Haney versus Loma fight. But Lomachenko again seems to be he has his heart set on fighting Tank also. So Lomachenko still wants to fight Tank. He's been wanting to fight Tank for a while. So I mean, know what? Haney Lomachenko wants to fight Tank. Right? Ryan not gonna fight Tank. And it's an interesting question. If Gervonta Davis doesn't fight Ryan Garcia next, he's not going to fight Lomachenko next. Then who's he going to fight? I mean, is he going to go at 130 and try and unify down there? Like, what's going to happen with Tank, bro? What y'all think going to happen with Tank next? Because he's not going to fight Ryan Garcia.
Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. I said this months ago.
You think he's going to fight Gary?
Gary Russell Jr. Listen, I said months ago was Jojo Diaz or Gary Russell Jr. That's what I said. But now Jojo Diaz is locked up with Rocket Mom. Okay, so he's going to fight Rocket Mom. Gary Russell Jr. It's going to be another Floyd fiasco show, pulling up another guy from 126 with a name such as Gary Russell Jr., longest reigning champion of the PBC. You know they're going to put all of that bullshit in there, and Tank's going to knock him out too.
Right.
You think Gary Russell would take Tank when he wouldn't take Devin?
I think Gary Russell would take anything smoking right now because those pockets getting light. Those pockets getting real light.
The thing is, can I remind, and D is right, because they've been kind of building up the Tank and Russell fight since Tank went to the Jojo Diaz and Gary Russell fight. I sat right behind Tank, no more than 3 rows behind Tank, okay? And he was right there, and he was looking on at Gary Russell, and he was saying, like, he looked in his face. Tank looked in his face, was like, yeah, I can get him. But I just need a little bit more time. And when they asked Tank, would you take a fight? He kind of went around the question. You know what I mean? But it's going to be a good fight. It's a fight that's going to make sense. It's a fight that's going to make money. They're going to pack the MGM Grand over there at the Harbor. And that's no doubt about it. Them two are going to pack it. They're going to make money, and the seats are going to be expensive. And I'm going to probably be there to watch that.
Facts, bro. The Baltimore DC rivalry. DC rivalry, DMV rivalry.
Yeah. Hold on. Rafi, you got some people here who mad at you, bro. You're a fraud. This dude said you're a fraud.
Get him, Ralph. Get him.
Hey, Jason Huntington, or whatever your name is. Hey, you said you on sub? Peace. You have a nice day.
Deuces.
I mean, what can I do? I mean,
hey, I don't even know why they announced that shit. Like, why announce it? If you're gonna unsub, get the fuck out of here. Don't announce it. Get out of here. Bye.
Yeah, just skedaddle. Skedaddle.
Yeah, that sounded like wow. Excuse the term. That shit sounded wow gay. I'm gonna unsub because you have this guy on here.
Later, man.
Yeah,
don't block up the conversation here. Let's just go.
Fuck out of here.
Much love, bro. I gotta take off and shit.
Hey D, thank you, man. Peace,
yeah,
man. Take care.
All right, everybody. All right, Ralph.
Yeah, man.
All right, so Tony's reviews is on, and he's saying, where is it? Iron Kong, he just accepted to fight Ryan. Oh, really? The Tank accepted to fight Ryan Garcia next?
Yeah, didn't you see it?
So it's official?
No, there was an interview. Did you see the Mike Tyson interview? There was a Mike Tyson interview where
I saw that, but I mean, so is the fight gonna happen? Like,
it's not official. It's not official.
No, Tank saying these things don't mean nothing. I don't Tank and them. That's just man. Yeah.
Like I said before, Tank.
Yeah, look here. Let me see. So, who else is on, man? So you got my guy Smoke in the building. Smoke is questioning who. Oh, that's between him and Tony. Yeah, go ahead and talk. Anywho, what we was talking about. So D said Gary Russell. How old is Gary Russell Jr.? He been around.
Yeah, I don't know. That nigga ancient. He prehistoric. He ain't getting. He only fighting once a year though. How old is Gary? Y'all let us know.
Pretty sure he's like 30.
I'll look it up.
No, he been around a while. But my question is again to the chat, to the people who came in. If that Tank fight don't happen next, mind you, if the Tank fight happens, I'm gonna watch that fight. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that fight. Don't get me wrong. If he gets the Tank fight, I'm not mad at Ryan. He got that fight. Okay? But if it don't happen next, right? And he don't fight Devin Haney because he's not gonna fight Teofimo. Teofimo is off on some other stuff. I don't know what's up with Teo these days, but he's on something else. So anyway, he don't get Tank Davis and he doesn't fight Devin Haney. Is it then a duck? Because other than Tank, Teofimo, or Devin Haney, right? What other big fight could he have that's bigger than Devin Haney?
But would they call it a duck or marination? Would it be a duck or marination? Because that's the thing now, isn't it? Marinating.
Well, you could marinate duck in
No, they gonna make excuses. They gonna say he not a star. They gonna say he don't sell. They gonna say he boring. I just seen this before, man. I saw him sitting back in the cut, low key.
Look, we already know about the marinations and overcooking, you know, and look.
Oh God, look at that picture.
We cooked my chocolate brownies and no thanks to Amir Khan. But now all of a sudden, you know, he sees me get almost knocked through the fucking ropes by Bud. Truth Crawford. Yeah, I said it. You know, he beat my ass and he's the truth, you know. Spence didn't hurt me like that. Bud did. But all of a sudden, Amir Khan, you know, he wants to all of a sudden come challenge me. Well, come get it. Come get these brownies, baby. We'll do it in Riyadh.
Gary Russell is 32.
Oh wow.
There you go, 32. I said it.
Yeah, he gonna have to fight. Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey, so I mean,
so I think they're gonna basically before I go, because I gotta dip out.
Go ahead,
basically they're gonna call it marination. And does Brian have an argument to marinate when they're all marinating now? Marination is the thing. So I'm not going to call it a duck. I'm going to call it marinating. Now, should there be marinating?
Hey, can I ask you a question, Ralphie?
Yo.
Where has marinating gotten these fighters in the sport of boxing? Where has it gotten them?
Yeah, well, hold on. I'm not saying marination is a good thing. I'm saying that's what they're going to call it. You know what I mean? For the fan, of course you want to see that fight. ASAP. It should happen. As far as the fans concerned, from the fan perspective, yeah, you could call it a duck. From the fighter's perspective and the promoter's perspective, they're going to call it marination.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But what do you think, Rafi? That's my question.
I would like to see the fight. I would like that fight to happen.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, Kang, UCG, actual boxing fan Santas, I am out. Catch you later on.
Yeah, easy on Rafi. Peace now.
Peace out.
Thank you, sir.
Like button. Yeah, all right, cool.
It's UGC for the record. Shout out to Ralph.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So yes, Lord Jesus. Go ahead. My bad.
Changed my name to Under Community Ground. UCG.
Well, the thing with the marination, you see, I tried to get Tank to come to me and fight me, but he avoided me and he fought, people 2 sizes below him and a one-legged Gamboa. And you see how he did, and do we really believe that he will fight Ryan? I think not. And again, I call him out. Tank, fight me if you want. But he has the fear of me in him, and he doesn't. That's why that's why I lost my belts to the false god, the false champion, the Lopez kid. He is uncertified in my eyes.
All right, bro. Yeah. Rafi got a lot of hitters, man. A lot of people don't like Rafi. You know what I'm saying, for some reason, Rafi cool by me, but hey, if y'all come here to troll Rafi, don't come because I'm gonna just block you. Don't bother. Okay, I really don't care. Don't come here. Everybody cool over here once they're respectful. That's all I'm saying to people. All right. Don't disrespect my people. Anybody who has a wrench in there, don't let no trolls come in and disrespect nobody. Okay? I don't care who, whether I agree with them or not. Okay? That's all I got to say on that. Yeah. So people saying that Tank accepted to fight Ryan Garcia next. My question is again, people in the chat, get this smoke, just in trouble. All these people, if that fight don't happen next, and he don't fight Devin Haney, is it a duck? That's all. That's the only question I had today in boxing. I don't have nothing else to talk about because, in my opinion, running behind Tank and running down this fight for your purposes, I guess, for marketing, and it's a big fight and all that, cool. Because now you have to jump through hoops in terms of where the fight's gonna happen and all of this and all of that. You got to worry about because the zone is not really on the pay-per-view thing like that. They're on subscription. Who's gonna carry the fight, who's gonna promote the fight, who's gonna do all that. The question I'm gonna ask you one more again in the chat, and for anybody else, that fight don't happen with Tank, and he don't fight Devin Haney, is it a dub? That's all. That's all.
Yeah, man, you already know it's a dub for me. Even though I like to play around, and people like to play around. And Devin Haney got an email. He is the fucking actual real WBC champion at 135. He is, point blank, period. Okay, he was the interim champion, and Loma gave his shit up to be some fucking franchise, fucking make believe shit that the president over there at the WBC made up. They're making shit up as they go. The fucking rules and regulations look like shit. All right, we already me and Black discussed that already. It's a fucking shit show. It's a shit show. Excuse my language, but it's a shit show. Point blank, period. And all that shit yesterday with Ryan and Tank being there, that's just to promote boxing as a whole. It's just to get the more faces on them to watch them fight other fighters and not themselves, not each other. So they're probably gonna build up. Probably each of them fight two more other no-name people or B-level fighters, and then they'll fight each other. And the winner of that, maybe they'll fight the winner of Teofimo and Haney. Because that's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna have Tank and Ryan fight if they do fight, and then they're gonna have Haney and Teofimo fight before, and then the winner of those two will meet each other, and that's it. And more than likely, the best possible possibility for all companies is that one Hispanic fighter wins out of them, and one black fighter wins out of those two fights. With the Haney and Fimo and Ryan and Tank. That's what it is. That's how they these companies, these organizations, these networks, and these sanctioning bodies are hoping for that. One of each will win, and then they'll meet each other for a mega fight. Sort of like a tournament. That's what it is. You can see that shit from 50,000 miles away. You know what I mean? At least I see it. Okay, so that's why you got Teofimo on there too. Talking about him being the undisputed, or he the real WBC champion. He is not. He's the franchise belt holder, or it's not even a belt. He's just a franchise. It's just a title. Is like I said, it's like a freaking McDonald's arc. He's holding up the fucking golden arc for fucking WBC. But we all know, okay, any real boxing head knows that Devin Haney is the real WBC champ. Okay, point blank,
gotcha.
Period.
Smoke and Tony. Y'all are going back and forth about the resume of these two. What's up, Jalik? Long time I see you, man. About the resume of Devin and Ryan. Yeah, I don't know, but the question is, I think Smoke, I don't know if you understood, or Tony. The question is about Ryan, not about Tank. I get that Ryan is chasing the Tank fight because it's, I mean, financially, it might be a bigger fight. My question is if the Ryan does not get Tank Davis, if he does not get Tank Davis, right? And he does not fight Devin Haney otherwise, did he duck Devin Haney? That's the question. I understand. Again, I understand why he might want to do it, even though I don't get why you would involve yourself in a final eliminator for Devin Haney if you have no intention of fighting Devin Haney. You should have just kept yourself out of the Devin Haney running instead and allow people who are interested in Devin Haney to fight. Okay? You should have kept yourself out of that. You should try and get that Linares fight that you were supposed to fight before. But my question is about Ryan. If he don't fight Tank, then what other fight is there for him to get that's bigger than the Haney fight? Because the Teofimo fight is not there. That's not going to happen. Okay? You don't get Tank, then what other fight is there for him? That's my question. Like, I don't think the Tank fight is going to happen. If it does, great, and I'll watch. But I don't know, man. I don't like where this is going. I don't like all this BS on this lot of social media. I think Ahab said before, it's like building us up to let us down. Is it Ahab sister or Marty Machine? I don't like it.
Ahab said it. Ahab said it right. You know, they build it like they always do. They build us up to let us the fuck down.
Yep.
Right. Sporting, yeah, he was supposed to fight Luke Campbell, then he got injured in December. He was supposed to fight Campbell for whatever, and then they stripped Devin Haney. The WBC just did. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. It was just terrible. The WBC handled that so awfully because you didn't strip somebody who we all know took an L against a vehicle, right? But it was bad. It was bad. But whatever the case, that's the question for everybody. I want y'all to think about it. I don't like where this is going, where these two just seem to be doing this for social media and for publicity, for a fight that might happen down the line. But if you're considering Devin Haney to be the worst of the people in the division, if he's the worst, then that should be light work for you. That should be light work for you. That should be your next fight. Knock off Haney and move on. Because for some reason, people keep saying this dude is the worst, but like if you don't fight him, then you know, I don't understand. That's just my question. Let me see. Get the Smoke says, I expect Ryan to face Haney if no Tank. If he fought Linares, I wouldn't call it a duck per se. If he fought Haney after. Okay. So Smoke is saying if you don't get Tank, he expects him to fight Haney. But if he picks Linares in the middle and then fights Haney after, then it's not really a duck. What do y'all think about that?
What? I didn't need to fight Linares for. What the fuck you talking about?
Well, that was the fight that was talked about, last year.
That would be going backwards though. At this point, Linares after beating Campbell, you gonna go back to Linares?
Remember that was the fight that was supposed to happen. Him and it was not the Campbell fight. It was supposed to be Linares.
Right.
Right. But whatever happened. So Smoke is saying if he fights Linares in the interim, maybe Devin Haney is gonna fight Javier Fortuna and then they meet. But my thing is, you could just fight Devin Haney now.
Right. It's just crazy, man, that more people want to see like Ryan or Teofimo, these guys fight other people besides like Devin Haney, the real bell holder, like Actual was stating a little bit ago, man. And they want to highly promote Ryan Garcia fighting a guy who's the regular WBA champion at 135. And he only got a real belt at 130. So they want to promote that. Why would Ryan even go through all of this? Why even fight Luke Campbell to move yourself to an interim level when you right there to fight Devin to get the official belt? Now you got your focus on another side of the street. Another sanctioning, a guy in another sanctioning body. I get it. If you get that fight with Tank, that's a popularity match, man. Whoever wins is probably gonna be the biggest Twitter, IG follower on social media and shit, but what is a more meaningful fight for Ryan to take?
Sure.
If y'all down with it, just him, becoming more famous and popular and just the back and forth between Floyd and De La Hoya again in the press conference. I don't know, but we're talking about. Go ahead.
They going where the money is. The potential, the most money that they could potentially get is with Tank, because Tank puts asses in seats. He just does it. He proved it in his last pay-per-view in the crowd. They put asses in seats, so they see that. They don't, especially the Zone as a service provider, and you know, with their crew, you know, they invested a lot in Devin Haney, and they probably want to get that fight. You know, if like again, if they can get them to not fight each other right now immediately, they're gonna have Ryan go pursue in the other side of the street, even at a lower weight division, to get more money, to get more fame if he fights Tank and beat him.
Hold on. Smoke.
Hey, what's up, Iron?
Hey, good brother.
What's up, panel? What's up, chat? Yeah. So I just wanted to sort of qualify what I was saying, right? So for me, a duck is not a duck. I won't consider a guy a duck if you're actually if you, instead of taking the fight, you know, if it's Haney and Ryan, let's say Ryan takes a fight that is more lucrative than the Haney fight, I'm not going to say he's ducking Ryan. If he fights a guy who is equally dangerous as Haney, I'm not going to say he's ducking, right? So for me, or if it's, you know, sort of also a legacy booster, right? So that if there's also some, it also helps pad the resume. It's a step up fight for him. You know, Linares is a former champion, former long reigning champion. It would literally be the most accomplished guy he's faced in the ring. To me, it's not a backward step to face the guy that knocked out the guy that he didn't knock him out, he knocked him down, but he beat him, right? So to me, you know, Linares is not a backward step. It may be a side step. It could even be a forward step when it comes to the fact that this would be the first champion he's ever faced. I think Linares hits a lot harder than Devin Haney, right? I don't know what Linares has in the tank left, but if I am in the business of managing Luke Campbell, I definitely want to see him get some more rounds in. See him get
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if I'm Ryan's handlers, I want to see that guy get some more rounds. I think Linares is definitely a dangerous test. He could wind up losing to Linares, so you may flip a coin on that one. Because if you're going to lose, you might as well lose to Haney. But I'm not going to be mad if I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't call a guy a duck if he's fighting Linares. It's not like Linares is a tomato can.
Hey, Arcone, you know what I think it is, man? I just feel like and this is what I'm gonna say. Ryan Garcia, after he beat Campbell, he mentioned two names that he wanted to fight. He said Tank first, right? And then he said Devin Haney. Yeah. He didn't say nothing about Linares and all these other names that people want to throw out now. It was two names that he mentioned. So like you said, Arcone, if it ain't Tank, it should be Haney. Those are the two names he mentioned. That's the fight that really make the most sense at this point. Not no Linares or any other these weird names, you know. He don't need more rounds. This guy is not no prospect no more, man. He don't need no more. He need to get in there and stay at the top level. You feel me? But I just think that people don't really want to give the energy to push that because they feel like Devin Haney is the biggest, is more dangerous of a threat to Ryan Garcia and going to end that Ryan Garcia parade more than they feel like the Tank. I think people are more confident Ryan has a better chance against Tank than Devin Haney. Am I right or wrong, chat?
Well, you're not. Well, So I don't agree with that at all. I think he's going to get knocked out if he goes with Tank. But Linares, the only reason I mentioned Linares is just because I think Linares is a dangerous fight. I don't think I would expect him to fight either one. And the question was a duck, not what fight I want to see. It's whether or not you're going to call the guy a duck. Like I said, there's guys out there that if he fought, I wouldn't call it a duck necessarily because you could either get more money or it's an equally or even more dangerous a fight. So I'm not going to say if you have the potential to get
knocked other than Linares, who?
If you have the potential to get knocked out by one guy versus outboxed by another, I'm not going to say, well, you duck the outboxer to fight the guy that could knock you out.
Smoke. Look, come on with this shit. Like now, right now,
this shit sounds stupid.
In my opinion, Smoke, by him calling Tank out, it's already a duck. Okay, and I'll explain this. I feel like it's a duck when he called Tank out and then Devin Haney second. When he put Devin Haney on the big screen, said, "Who y'all want to see? Who y'all want to see?" Listen, Ryan's a boxer. He's in the social media. He knows who they want to see. But dude, you're in this game to become a champion. That money's going to follow you. The money is already there. It's not like he's not going to make money with a Devin Haney. That's the championship belt. And let's, like I said, people, and I've been saying, if you call Devin Haney the champion, fine. Jamal Charlo's the champion, right? They got the belt the same way. This is the championship belt, and that puts him in line for everything. A fight with Tank, a fight with Loma, a fight with Teofimo, because he'll have that belt. Not to mention, that's why he's in the goddamn fight with Luke Campbell for a shot at that belt. So it's already a duck to me, just calling out Tank. If he doesn't get the Tank fight and still don't fight Devin Haney, it just solidifies the fact that it's an extreme duck. Fuck Linares. Fuck anybody else. It should be the championship, fam. Right now, it should be the championship.
Aobs has a question.
It's already a duck to me.
Sorry, D. Aobs has a question. If Ryan fights Linares and says he's still learning, are we being too harsh because we can see he need to work on things?
They roasted Tank. When people were saying shit like, "Oh, you know, he's still a baby," you know, like now we're gonna get Ryan a pass. He got to get more rounds in now. He's still developing.
Well, in fairness, people were saying that because Tank was a champion, right? So and people was
true.
We could assume that Linares is tougher because he's proven more, right? But what if Devin Haney was to go in there and wash Linares, wash him, just like he washed Gamboa? It wasn't pretty, but he washed him. So what if he goes in there and washes Linares? Then who's more fucking dangerous? And the facts are, we just don't know, because both of these young kids are upcoming stars. So if the assumption is Ryan can beat Linares, then the assumption should also be that Devin can beat Linares. I believe that both of them could beat Linares because he's past it. He's on his way out, fam. And I believe both of these young guns can beat him. So I'm not just going to assume that Linares is a tougher fucking task. That's all bullshit to get in the way of the fact that this motherfucker's ducking now by even calling out Tank because you're pulling a Tank Davis move. You're pulling out a guy from 130, period. I don't care with this aura of Tank's power. Tank power ain't fucking proven at 135. The only person he knocked out was a gimp leg Gamboa. So people need to stop that. His power ain't proven in this division. So you already pulling a Tank Davis, pulling up a guy with a name, Tank Davis, from a lower weight class when you could be fighting for a goddamn belt. Get out of here, bro. It's a duck already. And if you don't fight Tank and don't fight Devin Haney, it's an extreme duck. It solidifies it. But it's a duck already to me.
So can I say something real quick before Get This Smoke go? Because he can reply to what I'm getting ready to say. Because it's kind of the counter with something that he said, and I didn't like that because people got to stop acting like boxers aren't being ducked. Just because somebody can punch don't mean that they the only guys getting ducked because they got potential to knock you out. It's all kind of fucking quote unquote boring boxing style fighters that get ducked all the time. So let's stop making these lame excuses like, oh, well, if he don't take this guy, you know, then it's not a duck because he's going to fight a guy who can potentially knock him out. Come on, stop that, man. Stop that. It's a lot of dudes scared to get in there and face somebody who going to fucking outpoint them for 12. But
okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, D, because after you're done, I'm going to bring in Jalik, then I want Smoke. Santos, I haven't heard from you in a while. So go ahead, Black, finish up. I'm going to bring in Jalik, then I want Smoke to get in what he said.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to point that out there. Like I just, you know, I don't agree with that GTS that, you know, somebody can't be ducking someone because they don't have the potential to get knocked out or they have potential to get knocked out by someone else more than another person.
That's not what I said, but I'll get to it. I'll get back to it after
Jalik. No problem. Jalik, go ahead, Regin. Thank you for coming on, man. How you doing?
Shout out to Iron King. Shout out to Black Angel D. Jefferson, aka Tiafimo's manager. Shout out to Professor. Yeah, you know what? This is a very great topic, man, because I was thinking about the same thing. I actually think the fight is going to happen, and I think they just behind the scenes. I think Ryan Garcia team might want September, but I think Tank want May. And a lot of it is also based on Floyd Mayweather, the guy that has to have all the attention on him. So does Floyd Mayweather really want his records broken like he claimed? Because I actually think that the fight can do about 1 million, 1.5 million pay-per-views between Ryan and Tank. Now, as far as the Devin Haney situation, Devin Haney is very dangerous for Ryan Garcia. And I actually think Ryan Garcia has a better chance of beating Tank than he does Devin Haney. So I can see why they're actually doing it. From a fan, you like, man,
I agree.
If you like, man, it's a duck because the dude defense alone is on point. The dude defense alone is on point. So, but I also get that this is like a fight where they want the guys to be undefeated because it is a business at the end of the day. But Tank is dangerous. But to be honest with you, Ryan Garcia got a chance to beat all of them. Actually, he's game in all of the fights. Now, people talk about experience, but then Andre Ward didn't have a lot of experience before he won a Super 6. So sometimes when it's time for you to win, even in football, a lot of the wild card teams go 4-0 and win the Super Bowl. So, experience is there, and I get what you're saying, but Ryan Garcia got a chance. And this is what I also think, too. That $10 million, I'm not sure what your opinion is on it. I don't really think it's $10 million there from Kambosos because I keep hearing interviews every day with Teofimo, and he keep changing his mind. So we're going to see if Top Rank going to be cock blocking and put him in with Devin Haney because a lot of it is based on Bob Arum. You know, Bob Arum want everybody to fight Errol Spence. We want Crawford to fight Errol Spence, but then now he got Teofimo. Is he going to do the same thing and put Homeboy in there because he's not signed with Top Rank? Because that's the fight. That's a popping fight, and then the winners can fight each other. But yeah, so Top Rank, man, I don't trust Bob Arum, man. I don't trust Bob Arum.
But according to you, Jalik, you feel like Ryan has a better chance of beating Gervonta Davis than Devin?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
I definitely think so. I definitely think so, and I think he can stop him too. People say, "Oh, he got dropped by Campbell." Well, them shots he was taking from Leo Santa Cruz, he can't just take them shots from Ryan Garcia. He's knocking people out in the 7th round.
I agree with you, League, on this.
I don't think Ryan Garcia can land the shots that Leo Santa Cruz is landing. He don't throw enough shots, and his footwork's not good enough. But just to
how he gonna land on a defensive fighter like Devin? Devin moves a lot.
I think that's a heck of a closer fight, right? Like I said, I think Tank knocks him out. I think Devin and Ryan is a real good fight. I think Devin beats him with his jab and his feet, but I think it's a good fight. But
that's why he's looking at Tank, bro.
Just the whole thing about the ducking now. Like I said, I was very clear with my definition on what a duck is. And I think if what D is saying is correct, I think he's very clear also that he should be going for belts. I would just say that before there was any such thing as a belt or a sanctioning body, what you had was two dudes fighting for money, and that's exactly what you've had in every single sanctioned bout in the history of the fight in sport. None of it's for free. Both of those, everybody's trying to get paid. Guys who are, to a man, the 2020.
Devin and Ryan on the same side of the street, they're gonna make good money, and it's a belt on the line, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Tank, they don't need to. Tank is not on the same side of the street, and it's a bigger money fight.
I said Devin. I would expect Devin and Ryan.
Right, but
hold on, Black.
But we're talking about Tank, right? So we're talking about the Tank fight, and then the Haney fight. But all I'm saying all I was just in rebut to what D was saying when it comes to the belt. I think that there is a bigger concern than just the belt. I think that guys get into the sport for money. They can get into it for belts too, but I think the overwhelming driving force is money, whether or not you get a belt. And just to clarify for UGC, I didn't say that you can't duck a guy isn't a duck because he fights a guy that can knock him out. I was saying that I won't call a guy a duck if he fights a guy who is who is equally dangerous. So I'm not going to say that you're ducking one guy who's dangerous to fight another guy who's equally dangerous but in a different way. So if one guy has the potential to outbox you and lose, and another guy has the potential to knock you out, and it's about the same, right? There's not really a distinct difference. There's not a discernible difference between the likelihood of one guy knocking you out or the other guy unboxing you. I'm not going to call it a duck.
I feel like he has a bigger puncher's chance.
I think you're still fighting. You're still in tough fights. So I'm not going to be like out here saying you're ducking the guys if you're out here fighting tough fights. I'm not going to say you're ducking a guy if you're out there making your money.
Okay.
Okay. Making your money.
I had a question when you get a chance.
Now, hold on. Santos, what happened, man? You gone quiet on me, man?
Yeah, no, I'm just listening.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, people know about the duck, man. They want to duck Boo Boo, so I call him Booyah. Y'all be ducking me. You know what I'm saying? That's his new name, Booyah. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the Booyah tribe now, man. Somebody got to follow me. It's a damn shame, Ryan, people follow him because, he's a good looking kid or whatever. But I got them good looking skills, baby. Come on. What's up? Don't nobody want to fight me. Now I got to fight Liam Williams.
Still undefeated. Nah, he's trying to get that 168 work with Billy Joe. They trying to look for, I think,
Billy Joe ain't gonna fight 100.
Billy Joe ain't gonna duck him.
Billy Joe's scared. I call him Billy Ho.
But to be realistic, Demetrius got to go up and activate his mandatory. So he got to go up. He got to vacate and go up and activate his shit.
So. All right, we're gonna stay with the Ryan fight because I want to talk about another time. D, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Booyah promotions.
Ryan, I was about to say Lion Garcia. Ryan Garcia, man, listen, I think here's something that I think everybody's leaving out, or I don't know if they're leaving it out, just haven't contemplated this yet. And why I'm saying it's a duck right now. Okay, if we rewind back when Ryan Garcia had the opportunity to go Tago, the WBO route, or Luke Campbell, the WBC route, Oscar and Reynoso wanted him to take the easier route, the Tago route. And Ryan Garcia was like, no, fuck that. I'm taking the harder route. I want the Luke Campbell fight. He put up a fuss about it. He put up tweets about it. He knew that was the route to the WBC. Why do you talk all of this shit, take the route to the WBC belt, and then call out Tank?
Exactly.
It's a fucking duck. This takes you way back to the Tago situation because you decided not to go the WBO route. You had the mandatory either way, right? If you fight the WBO guy in Tago or the WBC guy in Luke Campbell, you had the mandatory either way. And you decided to go the Luke Campbell route that led you to the WBC champ, Devin Haney, not the Tago route that would lead you to the winner of Lomachenko and Teofimo, because that was the situation back then. That would have led him to the winner of Lomachenko and Teofimo, or you could take the path to go to Devin Haney, the WBC champ. Now, you said, no, fuck that. I'm a man, blah, 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 blah. I want to take the tougher fight. Y'all not going to push me off like some pussy. This, that, and the third. He came out, all the damn Instagram and Twitter posts, blah, 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 blah. You get the fucking fight, now you call out Tank. It's a goddamn duck, man.
Can't argue that shit, dog.
Anybody else?
Give me smoke. Come on, man.
Tank for a minute, for a couple of years. He was calling out Tank for a couple of years, and I guess he just like, he want to be in that big fight. It is a money fight. Do y'all think Teofimo is more skilled and more dangerous than Tank as a fighter? Because we gotta say, Anthony Joshua got more belts than Tyson Fury, but is he more dangerous than Tyson Fury?
Come on, Jaleel.
Ain't no goddamn Tyson Fury, Reverend.
I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't understand why it got to be a Tank. Like if Ryan fought Tank, would he relinquish his WBC mandatory position?
Man, he's Justin Bieber. They're gonna do everything they can to keep him popular.
No, what I'm saying is Tank is not in the is Tank. I don't even think Tank is in the WBC ranking.
He's not.
Right? Would this be a fight for the mandatory spot, or are they just fighting for money?
Mandatory
they don't care. Yeah, they don't care.
The mandatory already, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is he? What I mean, it seems to me. It seems to me that I've seen guys have mandatories and then take other fights, and champions take other fights and still retain their mandatory. Like Usyk been mandatory and he's had 2 fights since then.
Why risk losing to a regular champ when you can fucking fight the real champ?
I think they
And
call
you're
it money.
sanctioned about it.
I think they call it money.
Yeah, smoke.
That's why they do it.
Smoke.
Got you.
Smoke,
So
what's
if
your
he
logic?
lose, he take the bag and lose his spot and strapless and got a one loss on his record.
I have a
That's
question.
what
I have a question.
That's what he loses to.
Hold on.
Smoke, real
D and
quick.
Smoke. D,
Yeah,
hold
okay,
on.
go
The
ahead,
question
go ahead.
is,
Say
again,
money.
I'm going to add it on. Why did you fight a WBC eliminator to fight Devin Haney? That's the direct line to Devin Haney. If you know you have no interest in fighting Devin Haney, though, what's the point? You could have just fought. You could have just fought whoever and called out time.
It's a backup plan. You ever take a job, but you be like, you tell other job that might have hired you, like, look, I'm still looking, I haven't got it. It's backup plans.
Look. I'm glad you brought up that. That's like getting hired, right? They be like, all right, man, you hired. And then you go like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go apply at this other job.
That's how people do. People don't know because they don't know if Floyd
went all the way to the top to get hired just to be like, you know what, man?
Insurance policy.
I'm gonna go apply over here.
But I mean, delete. You can't just walk. You can't just walk one dog. You gotta walk 5, and then hop on from north. So more dogs. No. But no, I want to respond to Smoke though. Look, I want to respond to Smoke though. Smoke, look, man. Since you mentioned money, think about this: money, Suleiman, WBC green belt. Do you think for 1 second that motherfucker wouldn't thrust Tank up into the rankings and make that for an interim fight? He would lose that interim spot. Hold on. He would lose that interim spot just like Dillian White lost it with Povetkin. Listen here, man. Look. Floyd Mayweather and all of those guys, anything that could illuminate Tank Davis will be in the cards, fam. Mauricio Suleiman is not going to miss a chance to get his 50 palms and on any money. This is why he threw that damn WBC belt in there with Canelo and Smith, so he could get his greasy palms in on the money. So you can guarantee that even if that was the situation, I bet you the next day Tank Davis would be in the fucking rankings, and that would be for the eliminator. I bet
Hold on. Tony's reviews here. Smoke from done. You next. I'm sorry. Tony Review says he, in terms of Ryan, he didn't fight for the WBC interim. He wanted Linares, and Linares weaseled out to fight Fortuna. Thus, Ryan went for the next hardest, which is Campbell. Am I tripping, or was this not known beforehand that Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia is the final eliminator for the mandatory spot to fight Devin Haney? Am I tripping?
Talk to him, Myron. Talk to him, King.
Right. So that was added later, right? So they had the tournament. I think that we are just getting ahead of ourselves, right? I don't think that a mandatory needs to fight the champion next. I don't think that that's how it goes, right? He can fight him next, but I've seen mandatories languish for years. Like Dominic Breazeale had a hell of a fight. Like there was, he was mandatory for years before he got the shot. Like I said, Usyk is mandatory now. That dude has been outside of the cruiserweight since Tony Bellew. He's already had 2 fights at heavyweight. He's still waiting for, what is it? Like AJ's already had at least 2 fights. While Usyk's been a mandatory, right? The mandatory status, I think he will enjoy it.
Well, AJ got multiple belts.
I agree with D. I agree with D
that
it would probably be on the table. But I also think that the Tank fight is still probably more lucrative than the Haney fight. But I get you were saying that if the Tank fight don't happen, right? So when it comes right down to it, let's say the Tank fight's off the table, and it's just Devin Haney. I don't know that there's another guy outside of Linares, right? That I would say, well, actually Loma. If he fought Loma also, I wouldn't say that he's ducking Haney to fight Loma. Like that don't make no damn sense to me.
Of course not. What I'm saying is the Lomachenko fight. Listen, those fights, and he wants Tank. Black said it. He said Tank. He said Haney. You don't get Tank. You don't get Tank. It's the easiest fight now to make.
Easiest fight to make, and it makes sense for you. So you're telling me he don't get Tank, he gonna try again
to jump through more hoops to fight Lomachenko, who himself has his eyes on Tank, right? If he don't fight Devin Haney, right, in my opinion, ain't no other fights out there for him to get otherwise. I mean, Linares, no, fight Devin Haney. But anyway, that's just me. Anything from anybody else?
Hey, Colin, you know what's funny? The only two guys out of all of these guys, right, is actually calling each other's names. Tank Davis and Ryan. Like, think about this. Lomachenko calling Teofimo and Tank. Neither of them really looking at Lomachenko. Devin Haney's calling out Teofimo as far as I'm concerned. He's not really calling out anyone else, right? Ryan Garcia not calling out Devin Haney. None of these guys are calling each other out except those two guys. And Floyd, I can guarantee, ain't on board. Floyd ain't on board. All of these people getting hyped up and excited about some fucking Mike Tyson interview, forgetting the fact that Floyd don't give a shit about what anybody says. Not Mike Tyson, not Ali, not Al Heyman, not Bob Arum. He doesn't care. Tank is TMT, not PBC. And Floyd's going to do with Tank what he wants to do with Tank. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to go with what Floyd's been showing me. He's going to put Tank in there with someone he's comfortable Tank will beat. And to me, that's not Ryan Garcia. And I don't think we get that fight next. Ryan Garcia is full of shit. He's ducking now. And when he doesn't fight Tank, he better fight Haney, or it's a solidified duck. I don't give a shit who he fights. Because Lomachenko ain't talking about no goddamn Devin Haney. And Devin Haney got up there with Teofimo. Lomachenko easy. Well, you damn sure didn't call him out. You didn't call him out. You didn't call Javier Fortuna out. Javier has to call you out, then be made a mandatory. I asked Bill Haney, what's up with Javier Fortuna? Oh, well, we tried to fight him back when. No, fuck back then. What about now, Bill? What about now? Well, they need to tap us on our shoulder. Then Javier Fortuna calls him out. He still don't say shit about Javier Fortuna. Then Javier Fortuna becomes a mandatory. Now you're forced. Your hands forced. Now we talking Javier Fortuna? Nigga, I asked you about Javier Fortuna over a month ago. Bill Haney, asked him personally. Won't know Javier Fortuna. Now all of a sudden it's Javier Fortuna. None of these motherfuckers are calling each other out but Ryan and Tank at this point. None of them.
Hey, Haney is calling out Garcia also.
Black Horseman, what's your thoughts on that $10 million from Cambosa? Do you think it's real? And also, if Teofimo don't fight Cambosa's and skip over Devin Haney, do you think that's a duck?
No. Now, in Teofimo's situation, he just came off a unification bout. I think he deserves a big payday. So if we fight Cambosa's, I ain't tripping off that. Okay. But when it's all said and done, if he want to consider himself the full takeover, undisputed, you got to fight Devin. That's the only place where I stand with Teofimo Lopez. Out here claiming that he undisputed, promoting this fucking email certificate, undisputed shit he got. But other than that, I don't give it. He can get a big payday. Like Teofimo, he beat Lomachenko, and I'm not giving him heat for getting a big payday or fighting a tune-up if he fight a tune-up next. I don't care. But Ryan ain't off the hook. And, after his Lex little tune-up fight, if he still want to talk about takeover, well, you better go fight Devin. Otherwise, the changeover is in full effect.
Yeah. I agree with Black and D, man. I think none of these guys are showing the energy to really do anything, and they just happy with where they at in their status at the moment. And I don't know about Ryan and Tank, if they even really going to fight, or if they just pump faking and keeping each other's name in their mouths just for clout alone, because neither one of them are complaining. And Devin Haney ain't complaining if they fight. He was like, I would knock him if he take that fight. Like, so I'm like, these dudes gotta want it, man. That's the question that I'm asking myself, is like, do these dudes even want to fight? And then when they ask Teo, yo, you want to fight Haney? Oh, I'll fight Haney. I'm gonna knock him out. But I mean, what do I get out of that? It's like, oh man, you too. I'm like, damn, man. And so that's what it is.
Yeah, you're right though. It went from 135 being one of the hottest divisions, looking like, to now everybody on that. Well, what does he bring to the table? And it's a bigger money fight over here. But staying on topic with the Ryan shit, he ain't off the hook, man.
They're all comfortable now, because as long as them checks coming, they don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
No.
Too many O's, and one of them shits gotta go, man. It's too many undefeated fighters at 135. Somebody got to go.
to answer your question, Jaleel, with the Cambosos Jr. and the fucking Teofimo situation. Listen, Teofimo and his dad saying 10 million, Cambosos Jr. and his team saying 10 million. Okay. The only person who said it's not 10 million is Bill Haney hating ass. And that's a fact. That's the only person who said that it's been running around YouTube talking about, oh, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. Not the Cambosos Jr. team, the Aussies, and not the Teofimo team. So whether it's real or not, I don't know. But again, we can't say that all of these dudes are moving the same because, again, Nakatani, Richard Coleman, Lomachenko, all of those other dudes need to catch up because we're talking about Fonseca, Donald and Ryan, which that's decent, but that still doesn't top Nakatani, Richard Coleman, Lomachenko. Then we look at Devin Haney, who're talking about fucking Abdulayev, Santiago, and Gamboa, not even close. We're talking about Tank Davis, only Gamboa, not even close. So Teofimo has already said, okay, I'll fight the best. I'll fight the champion in Coleman. I'll fight the champion in Lomachenko. Now we're still saying it's not Teofimo. It's those other guys. What have they done? Teofimo's already said that I'll fight the best. He did that when he went to fight the champion and then defend his championship belt, Richard Coleman, versus another champion. Devin Haney defended his championship belt against Santiago and fucking Gamboa. So let's do the math here. Again.
Oh, no. I
his belt against Lomachenko.
So hold on. I just wanted to say something real quick. Oscar De La Hoya sent an offer. Oscar De La Hoya has sent an offer for the Ryan Garcia Tank fight. Apparently, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I think it's real. $10 million keep changing. I'm not sure if look at it.
When did it change, Teofimo? When did it change, the league?
I hope he gets 10 million. Shit, I don't really care about the money, but I hope he gets bad.
Is now talking about 5 million and up, right?
Yeah,
so anyway, the idea that Kambosos has 10 million doesn't make sense. Like Pacquiao got 10 million to fight Horn, like, and that was years ago, and that was after Pacquiao was a star. Like Tim Tszyu was the biggest star in Australia, and he's not getting 10 million. Like where are they getting 10 million from? It don't make no damn sense.
I'm trying to figure out how's this fucking money, man.
Criticize Teofimo, bro. You can't criticize Teofimo too much because D is like a personally.
I'm just gonna give you the facts. Teofimo said 5 million and up to all of those other guys before he talked to him. Here's the thing: all of these guys are making the money, fam. We know that Tank is making money. We know that Ryan's making money. We know that Devin Haney is making money for sure because he has promotional and he gets his purse. But Teofimo just took a $1.4 million pay cut to do the most. And those are the facts. So he's the only one out of the group that's doing the most, not making money. Now everybody want to hound him for every reason. The dude said 5 million and up to the rest of them. And why shouldn't it be? Because they are getting paid. He took 1.7 million for fucking Lomachenko. To get all of those belts, the 3 belts, the WBC, the 3 belts, the Lineal, the Ring Magazine, he took a $1.4 million pay cut. Now that this kid wants to make his money, all the heat coming on him and what he got to do. He already did the most.
But nobody cares. Nobody's mad at him.
Hold on, Smoke. I'm talking to Jaleel right now. Hold on, Smoke. Talking to Jaleel right now. Hold on.
They're saying that there's not
I was talking to Jaleel. Hold on, Smoke. I was talking to Jaleel. So, again, you can call me manager and all of this shit, but I'm just spitting out how it went, fam. That's just how everything has went.
I respect you
doing the most, making the least.
Who got an issue with Teofimo getting the bag in his next fight? Like, it's
nobody.
I don't get
it. But the 10 million keeps changing every day. Every day, Teofimo.
When did it change? It never changed besides Bill Haney's mouth, fam. Never. Only thing
somebody
he
said that
or more to the
in the
other
chat
guy.
in ES News.
Let's look at his interviews with Ellie Sackback last night. It changes every day. Look at the chat. People hear it themselves.
But why is that? I'm trying to figure out why is that even relevant and important to this topic? I don't get it.
The reason why is they all at 135, and since they mentioned Devin Haney is trying to make the fight with Teofimo, so that's why it's all interconnected with each other. So Devin Haney was trying to fight Lomachenko, so that's why it's all in there. They saying Ryan Garcia ain't gonna fight. If he gonna fight Tank, then Devin Haney is is next in line to. He's trying to fight Teofimo. That's why they're discussing that, because that's what people naturally want to see. Everybody want to see undisputed. I know I do. Now, I mean, that Cambosa's
It's just
guy.
crazy to me, man, that like that last, I mean, Teofimo should be chasing Devin, you know, after this fight. Ryan should definitely be keeping Devin Haney at the tip of his mouth. Like, it's so many fighters, but it's just like when it comes to Devin, you know, he's at the back of the line, like Spence say, you know, he got to get the back of the line. So they want to throw Devin Haney at the back of the line to Bill Hogan.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
crazy.
know why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want.
From what I can tell, it looks as though the TOs are talking about whoever can come up with the money, they will fight that guy. And I'm not mad at the TOs for doing that. If that's what the TOs want to do, the TOs been doing a bunch of heavy lifting, as everybody points out, everybody recognizes. Let them get a bag. If the Haneys come up with the bag, then everybody wins, right? We get the fights we want to see as fans. The TOs get what they want as fighters, and the Haneys get what they want as fighters, and I think it's a win-win for everybody.
I think TO can get over 5 to fight. Tank, Devin, Ryan, all them dudes.
I agree.
That's an over $5 million fight. Each of them fight.
Bob Arum didn't want to pay him the money for Lomachenko, so what does Bob Arum want to pay for?
Well, that was, you know, fresh off the, you know.
Yeah, Bob Arum is consistently like that. Just the same guy that kept Mikey Garcia out. He doesn't change. Like, that's who he is. He's not going to change. He's 89 years old. So Teofimo is in a situation where it's a little bit challenging, but you know, based on Bob Arum. That's why I'm hoping he get paid, because we all know how Bob Arum is and how he try to manipulate everything. If y'all notice, I believe he's the one behind Lomachenko's excuses in a sense to build up a rematch. Now in the press, nobody want to see a rematch. He beat the boy, dominated him 9 rounds to 3. That's a hell of a performance. But now people talking about this rematch. They're manipulating. They dominated Lomachenko, but they trying to get people. Nobody want to see that.
No, I think Bob know he got a bag with T.O. right now. So I think the money's there. Whether he gonna give it up or not, I don't know. But what my whole problem with this whole situation is we got the 4 young guys that we've been wanting to see, and they all holding on to their and they're cool with not fighting each other.
Yeah, man.
That's the fucking problem, man.
I think they seem to be in talks though, right? So it's just how it shakes out. I think that we just rush to judgment and err on the side of complaining because of the past. I'm not saying that we don't have a right to complain or anything like that, but I think,
well, get your smoke. You only care about the most popular big money fights. That seems like that's the only fights you care about.
It may seem that way. It may seem that way from your perspective.
Well, you based it on your own mouth.
No, actually, you just don't understand. No, actually, I didn't say anything about what I prefer. You were just extrapolating what I'm saying to what I prefer. I haven't said one damn thing about what I prefer. What I said was I wouldn't call a guy a duck. I didn't. I've said what if you want to ask me what fights I would prefer to see, then I could tell you. But anyway, like I was saying, I think that the guys are in,
we'll fight.
All right, so I think that the guys are in talks to have these fights. I think Ryan and Tank are in talks. I think Haney and Garcia seem like they're trying to work it out. So let's see it shake out before we just start talking about how guys are just trying to hold on to their O's.
Well, Smoke, it's a duck because, goddamn it, Wilder came out and told you he ducked, and you still don't consider that a duck. So it's a goddamn duck. Okay, Haney duck, Wilder duck. Maybe you just don't consider ducks what everybody else considered a duck. But those motherfuckers is quacking in the pond right now.
Yeah, when they start ducking, you start talking about money and shit.
Okay, right. So we say these actual example of ducking is a guy saying he took less money to fight a guy that everybody said beat him. That's what I'm saying. Like at a certain point, you have to take into account the fight that the guy is actually making. Like how are you gonna say anyway? Whatever. If you think that's a duck, go ahead. I don't know. You haven't explained what a duck is. At least I've defined the term for me. But you just bring out duck whenever it suits you. Whenever you see a situation you don't like, you're like, oh, I think you should fight him duck. Like, oh, okay.
I kind of see what you're saying because a lot of people have Tank as being better and more dangerous than Devin Haney. So a lot of people say if he fought Devin Haney,
he's done more in the sport than Devin. Yeah, he's fought higher competition. But I just wanted to kind of debunk that the fake shit when they act like, you know, defensive fighters aren't duck too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? People be trying to act like them ain't dangerous fights. You know how many fucking skillful boxers and defensive guys that they duck out here and they try to act like, oh man, he boring, dude. He boring. Yeah, you just don't want to get your ass whooped. Yep. You know, embarrassed for 12 rounds. So like when I was making my example with the Ryan Tank, I feel like that's more competitive because both of them have a chance to catch each other. Tank is easier to get hit than Devin Haney. So I think Ryan has a better chance of catching Tank than he has a chance of catching Devin, because Devin gonna be moving. He ain't trying to get hit upside the head to land something. That's just my opinion.
You know, I think that's a good fight, and it's a lucrative fight, and it's a fun fight to watch. My problem is, how can you be ducking somebody if they cool with you ducking them? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, if they cool with it, how could that be considered a duck?
Can you elaborate? What you mean?
What you mean?
Well, like Haney ain't clamoring for that Ryan fight. He said, I would take, I get it. If you want to take that fight, that's cool. He just like cool with the shit. You know what I mean? He ain't voicing his opinion, saying, nah, man, you in line for this. Why would you get in line to fight me? Like, why ain't he opposing the same argument that you guys are posing? He cool with it. You know, so I'm like,
why Floyd ain't posing the same argument for the Tank fight like Ryan is goddamn posing? Because Floyd ain't going for that
Floyd,
shit.
I don't know what Floyd. We know Floyd going to do whatever the fuck he want to do. So to me, it's just all, you know, it's all fucking glittering on shit.
Melody sweepstakes and
till
shit.
The contracts is signed, y'all. We shooting in the wind, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I will happily be wrong about Floyd Mayweather here. Happily,
me too. Shit. I mean, my whole problem is it's all four of them. They all in the mix. They all ready to, you know what I mean? Yeah. They all in the spot where we wanted them to be 2 years ago. They're all there, and they just
correct me if I'm wrong. The WBC did order this fight, right?
Yeah, but you know how they changed the rules, like. They did, but then they changed their mind. I don't know.
Well, but I could have sworn
like changed that.
It's not even a week old yet. Of course, they haven't ordered it yet.
Yeah, they
hold on. What'd you say? Get the smoke.
I'm saying the fight's not even a week old yet. Of course, they have not ordered it.
No, I was asking. Didn't they? They didn't order the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia?
No. He just won the mandatory. It hasn't even been a week. That's not the IBF. The IBF does stuff like that, like order right now. Like not the WBC. They're gonna let these guys do what they want to do for a minute. You know that.
I just thought I saw a source that was circulating around saying that the WBC was ordered the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia.
They changed
their mind. We have to let the time pass so that my feet can go through. That's why I win all the time. Okay.
You're scumbag.
Money. They're gonna follow the money because they know Ryan versus Tank is like gonna bring money. So they fake, bro. WBC, that's how they do. They're gonna change and just be fake. Like hey
Jalik, how you feel about them all of a sudden sending this nigga a certificate talking about you undisputed now and shit?
That's disgusting.
And people are supposed to go with that shit.
That's disgusting. And if I was Teofimo, I wouldn't even accept it because they making his brand look weak, bro. Like that's not acceptable, bro. I wouldn't even, certain things you can't even accept.
They fucking over Devin, dog. I don't like that shit.
WBC is garbage. They worse
than
man.
Yo, they'll make a grimy ass move and put the fighter right in front of him.
Yeah, that's not cool, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and then the fighter take the heat, you know, and it's just like that's some bullshit. When D right, it should be on fucking WBC.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how greedy Suleiman is right here, right? This is how greedy he is. He'd rather send out a bullshit certificate to Teofimo. Listen. The facts of this, like, this is why people say Devin Haney is the champion, and I could go along with it. If you go to the IBF site or the WBO, WBA, if you go to their sites, they have him listed as the WBC champion, right? And so we understand that it's the sanctioning bodies that have to recognize this champion, not Suleiman. I've been saying that shit since the beginning. Suleiman can't determine a goddamn thing. They all have to recognize this. So he can send Teofimo any kind of fucking fugazi-ass letter he wants to send him. It doesn't change the fact that if those other sanctioning bodies don't recognize that belt, he's a champion, just like Jamal Charlo. And here's the thing with Suleiman, though, and this is how greedy he is. The motherfucker caused all this confusion. He could clear all this confusion up just by labeling the franchise belt the same as the WBO and WBA Super. That way, the belt that Haney has now would just become the regular. It would be grimy, but how much different would it be besides all the other stupid shit he's doing, like introducing the franchise belt to begin with. He could clear all of this shit up, but the problem is,
by
and what
adding
makes
another
him so
belt.
greedy is that if he reduces the value of that belt, he also reduces his sanctioning fees. So to keep his sanctioning fees where they are, he sends a fugazi ass letter that says, "Hey, you're the
Now,
undisputed champion." That letter don't mean shit, fam.
now, can I say this real quick? So if he does that, right, which would be some fucking grimy shit, don't he got to do that to every weight class? Then
Yeah,
those belts don't
that
matter. You
means
got
you're
to.
Mount Charlo. But see, there's no franchise champion at 160 now. Canelo's is campaigning at 168, and he already utilized his exclusion in the fight with Callum Smith. So he's no franchise champion at 160 anymore. And he just relinquished his belt, his WBA belt. So he has nothing to do. So
So
therefore, if he did do that, if he did make that change, he would have to probably go ahead and elevate Jamal Charlo to franchise champion, right? Which would be equivalent to super champion, right? But then that would eliminate all the problems at 135. But Suleiman's not going to do anything like that because of the greed factor. He would lose money on Jamal and whoever else he wants to name fucking franchise at that weight class. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about money with this dude, bro. And he's not going to do anything to reduce his pockets. So he sends Teofimo a bullshit letter that says, "Hey, you're undisputed now." That letter don't mean shit. It don't mean shit.
Shout out to Iron Cone, man. He said he about to get off in less than 10 minutes. But Mauricio, you a scumbag.
Yeah, I can't mess with that. But it was nice chatting with y'all, Iron King, Black Horseman, on Hell, 1-2 Kid. Hey, 1-2 Kid, don't forget our belt too. Don't forget our belt. I think we had a bet.
Our bet.
If he might forget,
You're
bro.
gonna have to reach. You're gonna have to reach underneath your belt and reach in your pocket and pull out that dough with Theo sleep
D. Jefferson.
You know.
Hey, D. Jefferson, you need to start running some courses on how to manage fighters and how much percentage you're getting, because this side hustle very well, bro. You a master.
All right, Reverend Ike. Look, Reverend Ike. This is what you need to do. When I want some of that action when Teofimo and Devin Haney get in the ring. I want some of that action. Because he's gonna sleep that kid.
I got Devin Haney. But
hey, before I go, because Tony Reviews think I'm tripping. He said, "How is Haney going to outbox Ryan by moving? He is shorter than Ryan. Haney is going to have to come in and land shots. LOL. I highly doubt Devin outboxes Ryan in the post."
The same reach, Tony. Cut it out. And they're about 1.5 inches apart. Cut it out, dog. They got the same reach. Devin Haney got fucking gorilla arms. 71-inch reach, just like Ryan.
He's saying he highly
so much.
He's saying he highly He's saying he highly doubts Devin outboxes Ryan. You highly doubt? So you give Javante a higher chance to outbox Ryan than Devin? Like, I don't get it.
Oh, Tony, you highly doubt that because of the spectacular boxing performance he put on against Luke Campbell when he was tasting the canvas, huh?
But on the flip side, though, you can't sleep on Ryan, Ryan Bieber, aka Justin Bieber. Listen, you can't sleep on him because he actually can knock out everybody. So you never know.
So you drunk off power, Jaleel?
No, I'm not drunk off power.
Oh, you drunk off power now.
But he also, that fight has built up his skills, and he also fighting like he got something to prove. And one thing we can say, do you ever see him out of shape? He looked like he has an excellent work ethic. And I get on Canelo. But it's about immersion. If you're hanging around Canelo, he's picking up good traits from Canelo in a sense. Now I don't know what else.
Wait a minute, Jalik, I'm confused. So wait a minute. You trying to say that Ryan it's possible that Ryan sleeps Haney?
No,
he's trying to bet me that that Haney could beat Tio.
Because it's a different style matchup. And listen, I'm not going to reveal everything. I can't reveal everything to you because I have a bet. But listen, I have my sources, and my source is my own intuition. And we're going to bet on that fight. It's a whole new different style.
I want to bet you too. I want you to walk the road. I'm gonna have you walk some extra dogs to pay me off, nigga.
Justin Bieber, bro. You can't sleep on Justin Bieber, man. I'm telling y'all, man.
So Justin Bieber got to learn. First off, Justin Bieber's not a boxer. It's Ryan Garcia, right? You got to stop blowing these guys out of proportion. Ryan Garcia needs to learn how to bend his knees and move his feet.
Move his head.
And check his chin.
Yeah, I'm just talking about just if he's gonna beat Ryan,
He don't got defense. He get hit with right hand after right hand after right hand and gets Nakatani, and then we act like he got great defense because he emulate Mayweather. Y'all need this. Y'all gotta call it both ways. Teofimo is beatable. He ain't perfect because he beat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what though? I would say this, man, before I go, man. I hopefully Ryan Garcia becomes a real champ one day. But as of right now, Devin is a champ, Javante is the champ, Teofimo a champ, Ryan not. Ryan got to step up and do something else.
Like you got Tank as a champ with that secondary.
He's at 130. At 130, he's a champ.
Yeah,
These are champs. Like they've already touched, you know what I'm saying, top level already, being champs. So Ryan ain't did that yet. So I get it. He did Justin Bieber, whatever you talking about, but he ain't no champ. So he need to get that Devin work. Somebody said in the chat also that Mauricio might say something about ordering it this week, the Devin Haney versus Ryan. So I'll be keeping my eyes and ears open for that one. So hey, appreciate you, Iron Cone. I'm gonna let you come up, man, so you can close this out.
All right, bro. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Peace out, man. Peace out. Appreciate you, Iron Cone, for letting me come through, fam.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute, Iron.
Oh man, thank y'all for coming on, man. Smoke, anything you want to say for the end, Reggie?
No, man, I'm glad I caught you finally. I always, I see you on the playback, but I'm never up at the right time in order to catch the live. So I'm glad I did. It's always a pleasure chopping it up and with the panel.
Hey, Smoke, be careful up there, man. There's a dangerous fucking time in America right now. You be careful, all right?
No, I'm way far away. I'm in California.
Yeah, but there's always people who feel froggy. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Just be careful.
Thanks for the concern, man. Peace.
Yeah. Mr. Suleiman, sir, anything you want to say?
Yes, well, now that this quiet, one thing will be certain, that I will collect my fees and I will make more belts and trinkets for you to see. And you will tune in, you will pay your pay-per-views and subscriptions because I am the president. That is what will happen.
Well, thank you, Mauricio. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm honored to have you on my little stream here today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and thank you for having me, sir.
Peace out, man. Hey, thank everybody for coming on today and listening to me. And everybody who was on the panel today. It was a good discussion. Let me say one more time. If Ryan Garcia gets the Tank fight, I'm going to watch that fight. I'm going to watch that fight. That's my opinion. Okay? So don't whatever. If he gets that fight, I'm going to watch that fight. All right? Y'all have a nice day. Peace out.